On this podcast, I'm going to discuss how a Kairos Moment podcast made the front page of one of the largest podcasting communities.
Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter.
Yo, I like the sound of this, man.
Hit me up on Facebook and follow
Y'all ready,
me
man?
on
The
Twitter.
social network.
Hit me up on Facebook
Get
and
it.
follow me on. Hit me up on Facebook and follow
We
me on
better see a whole bunch of
Twitter.
followers
Hit
after
me
this.
up on Facebook and follow me
They
on
no
Twitter.
excuse.
Hit me up on Facebook, follow me on Twitter.
I want y'all to add me.
Hit me up on Facebook, follow me on.
Welcome to a Kairos Moment podcast, helping small business owners and entrepreneurs save time and money through tips and strategies. I am your host, Sean Heineman, and you can find my website at kairossocial.com, and that's with a K. How you doing, everyone? I hope all is well. Thanks again for listening to today's podcast and all of our subscribers and all of those who download our podcast. I'm so geeked about that. It's really been a blessing, and thank you all for your continued support. So today we're going to discuss how a Kairos Moment podcast made the front page of Spreaker. Now, of course, as you know, Spreaker is one of the largest podcasting publishing platforms out there. Now, let me tell you how this happened real quick. My wife and I were looking at some computers at Best Buy maybe about a week ago, and she's starting her own accounting business. So we were looking at different laptops and just a lot of different things for a business. And I was playing around on the computer, and I went to Spreaker.com and just to go look at the homepage. So I looked at the homepage, and what do I see? A Kairos Moment podcast and the iHeartRadio section on the homepage. And I was super excited. I'm like, how in the world did this happen? Super, excited about it and telling my wife about it. And she's like, oh, that's pretty cool, but I was geeked just to see that as a surprise. I thought that was wonderful. I was definitely excited about that. And my goal wasn't to make the front page of Spreaker. That wasn't one of my goals. I just wanted to make sure that I help small business owners and entrepreneurs, help them with their social media marketing and give them strategies. That never was my goal. But making the front page of Spreaker is free exposure, right? It's free exposure, and it puts me in front of an audience of people who've never heard of me before. And I believe that there's two factors that played into this. Now, on Spreaker, they have 3 different categories on their landing page every week, right? It shows staff picks, it shows featured this week, and then they have the iHeartRadio section. A Kairos Moment podcast made the iHeartRadio section. And again, as I said, there were 2 factors I believe that played into this. One of them was timing, and the other one was creativity. And let me tell you the podcast that I believe pushed a Kairos Moment podcast into the front page of Spreaker. Number 1 was timing. The podcast I did was marketing strategies you can learn from NWA, and you can search in my archives to see that. Marketing strategies you can learn from NWA. Now, at the time, the movie was number 1 at the box office, and by the time I uploaded the podcast, the movie was entering like its second week, and it was still number 1 at the box office going into the second week. And when my wife and I went to go see it, I said, I'm going to do a podcast on marketing strategies you can learn from NWA. So I believe that the movie was still hot, and people were searching for anything that had to do with the rap group NWA, right? With the Straight Outta Compton movie. People were looking for all of their music, all of their archives after seeing the movie. And of course, they're searching for it on iHeartRadio. So what shows up in the search engine for iHeartRadio? Marketing strategies you can learn from NWA, because everyone was so excited about watching Straight Outta Compton that they was searching for any and all of NWA music. And of course, as you know, iHeartRadio is one of the largest music downloading streams that's available for people who love listening to music. I'm a big fan of iHeartRadio as well. We get a lot of traffic from iHeartRadio. So of course, anything that comes from NWA, that's going to always show up in their search engine. So that was one of the reasons I believe I made front page of Spreaker, was because people seen that podcast. And of course, they maybe were intrigued by it. And of course, they listened to it or download it. Number 2 is creativity. Now, here's one thing that I really want you to understand, because incorporating what's hot or current events in your blog, video, or podcast is really going to help. Incorporating current events. And of course, this is kind of, we talk about it a lot, but to actually be creative and to put it into our marketing strategy or into our video or our podcast, you really have to be creative and catch people's attention. And of course, what I did was the marketing strategies from the movie. There were some things that I extracted from there that I found really to be interesting that you can use today, even though the movie went back to 1986, that you can still apply to today. Now, the only downfall about this strategy, especially when things are hot, is that it's not evergreen content. And what I mean by evergreen is that you can't always share it over and over again, maybe even 3 months from now, because everybody's seen Straight Outta Compton. So if I was to do this, share this podcast again 3 months from now, it might not be as hot. So when I say evergreen content, I'm saying content that's that can be shared over and over again. The Straight Outta Compton strategies you can learn from NWA, I can't always share it, or it won't get as much traffic as it did when the movie first came out. So that's the only thing about being creative in your approach. It gets old after so long, and it doesn't have the fire and the excitement that it had once the podcast first came out. Now, the good thing I really like about the creativity is it really allows you to really dig deep within and think and be creative in your approach when you're doing a blog, a podcast, or a video on a certain topic or what's going on in today's society. And you can really be creative about it. And the cool thing is people, because it's always going to be found on Google, because people are always searching for what's hot, and they're always going to show you what's hot on certain landing pages. Maybe it's MSN.com or Yahoo. They're going to always show you things that's trending. So if you jump on these trending topics, even like on Twitter, I told you about the Twitter jacking, right? I call it Twitter jacking. It's when you use the hashtags and what's hot right now, and if you incorporate it into your blog, your video, or your podcast using those hashtags, people are going to click on it, and it's going to drive more traffic to you eventually. So those are the two things, creativity and timing. That's how I believe those were two factors that I did that landed a Kairos Moment podcast on iHeartRadio and on the landing page of Spreaker. That is your Kairos Moment. Visit our website at kairosocial.com. That's with a K. And also leave us a rating and comment on iHeartRadio or iTunes or Stitcher. And we also have the Kairos social media class coming Saturday, October 28th. And we have 4 sponsors. So I'm definitely excited about that. So if you are in Arizona, come and visit us. It's a free event. We're going to serve you hot breakfast. I'm going to give you social media tips and strategies to help you in your business. So look forward to seeing you there. This is Sean Heineman. Talk to you soon, people. Take care.
Don't have a social media department for your business? At Kairos Social, we meet all your social media needs, giving your business an online presence. We offer services such as consultation, podcasting, web design, mobile, building your subscriber list. Call us for a free consultation, 602-334-3164.
Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on. Hit me up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook and follow